gonna edit in some. Pretty much, what I'm gonna try to make is a Nintendo themed a game, right? And most people are gonna be like, it's kind of risky making a Nintendo game for your first video, you know? But like, literally, what are the odds that Nintendo's gonna do anything about it? Yeah, no, I'm probably just gonna do Angry Birds. To start us off, I decided to start with Redbird. I used a 2D image and put that in the background, locked it so that I couldn't touch it. Used the cube and subdivided it and just pretty much added a bunch of planes, cubes, and stuff to get the other shapes and bobs out. And to be honest, it looks pretty good for the bird. I did not do the 2D outlines though, because that would be used in post-processing, and that, oh boy, that is another mess entirely. Those are some angry birds. 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 So pretty much here, I'm pretty much gonna smack the bird's model onto the projectile, the gun here. So you know, it'll do the same thing. It'll just be the birds, you know, the birds. The bird. Initially, I was gonna use my own actor, but immediately I decided to switch back to projectile mesh because there's already a component that does the thing in the first place. And then I needed to get my static mesh in there, but because I'm professional, I always do everything on my first try. I freaking knew it. Frick! Wow! After a quick and rigorous trial and error, I succeeded in creating the perfect After a quick and rigorous trial and error, I successfully created the perfect angry bird. Those are some tiny birds. After a quick and rigorous trial and error, I have created the perfect angry bird. There it goes. Do you see it? Can you see it? There he is. Look at him go. Wahoo! There we go. Alright, but you can't have angry birds with only one angry bird, so we're making the slingshot. Pretty much, I just used the mirror modifier and extruded the cube and subdivided it and smacked it into Unreal like immediately. This one wasn't too hard to make. I didn't even use a reference model, I just smacked it in there. Pretty much what I wanted to do like right after this was create a way to swap the bird in your hand, and to do that pretty much you just have to have a reference to the bird's static mesh and smack an integer with it, right? Every time you press that button, the integer goes up, and if you're out of birds that are in the array that you created, you just set it back to -1, and there you go. Every time you use a bird, and it'll do, there it goes. That's how you do it. And there's a lot of extra stuff in there that I added, and to be honest, I don't remember what half of it does. That's pretty much most of coding. I do stuff and it works, alright? It just pretty much works. This, I don't know why I set them both to do that, but who knows? Who knows? The world of coding, man. The world of coding. But there you go. It works. No, it didn't. It didn't work. That's because I didn't set the active projectile to the actual mesh of the thing. There you go. Now it works. Because I'm a genius, and I love... After finishing up with the whole swap bird debacle, I pretty much wanted a way to set how much you can shoot per bird, and so that right there, ignore that. That right there, every 0.2 seconds it'll let you fire, but you can customize it to whatever you want. So if I wanted it to be 0.02 for some reason, want to break my game, I can pretty much just, yep, there you go, machine gun birds. Yeah, there it is. Definitely viable. Would play again. 100% fire. Peak game design. I am the best. Thank you. I'm so lonely. Someone please end my suffering. Alright, so after much anticipation, it is finally time for us to start on the newest, latest, greatest, best bird, everyone's fan favorite, the Bomb? Bomb, that's his name. Bomb. Bomb is his name. Yes. Pretty much the same steps as before. It's just smacking a 2D plane, mirroring it on both sides, and tracing up their vectors and making bomb. It's beautiful, really. My method is perfect. No issues with that. Tell you that. Now here is where madness ensued upon my poor mortal soul. I couldn't figure out for the life of me why the abilities that I was trying to do wasn't working. See, I was trying to get the name of the mesh for the birds that I was using, and based off of the name, it would swap the ability being used. But inside of the switch int or switch case name, whatever the heck you want to call it, you can change the cases themselves. So without changing that, it's not gonna get it unless you change the mesh's name itself to case 0 or case 1, and nothing's gonna happen. So to fix that, instead of going in and changing the names itself, I decided to change it to integers. So based off of the number that I had assigned, it would utilize that for the ability. So bird 1 that I've swapped to, it would be like red bird. Bird 2 that I had swapped to, it would be bomb. And so that's pretty much what I did. But I spent a few days on this junk. It took way longer than it should have been. After that whole disaster, I 100% needed a break from Unreal for a little bit, so I decided to take the time to finally make Chuck, the yellow bird from the hit game Angry Birds, and smack him into Unreal. Right? The hair was a little different. It was weird to me, but overall it turned out pretty nice, actually. I'd say he's one of the better looking Angry Birds that I've made, albeit they're not all ugly. But am I ugly? Who knows? After making a quick particle system with the Niagara system, I just smacked it into like an explosion thing, and whenever you get the assigned number for the bomb, it'll use the ability. And yeah, there's no limit to how much you can use the ability. So that's pretty scuffed, I'll say. Although it looked nice, the explosion was not explosive. It would just do like a small little shove, or if anything, just no push at all. That was because when I made the impulse thing on the actor itself, it didn't have a crazy amount of push on it. So easy fix, just smack the number up like a psychopath, like at 1,000,000, and then it'll have a somewhat decent shove. But I also added a thing where a boolean where pretty much it's like, did you use the ability? If you did, don't allow any more ability usings, and that pretty much immediately fixed the whole spamming of abilities. But it would only do it if you use the ability once on that specific bird that you did. It was a quick fix. We finally have time to work on our enemy, the beautiful, juicy, girthy pig. To be honest, I said that the other one was good, but I'd be lying if I didn't say that this pig model was good, bro. Like, come on, Romojo. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I'm disrespecting your company, but come on, you gotta admit this is a pretty good model. It's low poly as heck, but dang if it's beautiful. This one's a little different though. I had to add a rig because this guy's gonna be moving around, walking around, hopping around, talking around, all that jazz. He's gonna be moving and schmoving. So I had to give him a little bones and I had to give him the ability to walk around and idle animation, all that jazz. I did not make a death animation because I already have an explosion thing from the bomb, so I'll just reuse that, but on the pig when he dies. Easy as pie. And speaking of pie, I'm gonna do the animations here. Pretty much, I created a state machine and smacked that into the output pose, and took the inside of the state machine and created a whatchamacallit, a state, I guess. That's why it's called a state machine. You stupid. Okay. Pretty much, after creating that, you're gonna have to create a blend space for the pig, create an idle and a walk, and based off of the speed of it, it'll be either walking or staying still. No one cares about half this stuff. Why am I explaining this crap? No one cares. It's a state machine. It'll say like, oh, I'm walking or I'm standing still or I'm jumping and all that crap, right? That's what it is. Goodness. Oh my. I pretty much created an AI for the pig. Pretty much it's just move to a random location, wait for a second, call it a day, go home, go to sleep. But the pig at the moment doesn't get collided. It doesn't collide. So easy fix. I just need to change the collision settings of the mesh, and then boom, it's done immediately. I tested out to see if it could do multiple pigs. It can do multiple pigs. Turns out, if you put multiple pigs, there will be multiple pigs. And because the distance that they walk is different, it'll look like they're all doing their own thing at different times, not at the same time. And so after fixing the collision, the pigs can die, but it doesn't look cool when they die. It's just they just disappear. If I can okay, yeah, they just disappear. So after adding a quick Niagara system, the pigs when you kill a pig, there you go, boom, a little smoke particle effect that happens when a pig goes away, just like the game, just like the hit game Angry Birds. You'll also notice that there's a lighting change, sort of like cell shading. That is because I added that off camera. Thanks to Matt Asplund, I believe that's his name. I'm sorry if I if I brutally messed that up. I'll link it in the description below, where you can follow him. Thanks to him for making that video, because I probably wouldn't be able to do that without him. Materials are confusing. Alright, my frame rate's pretty good, I'll say. Alright, throw one bomb guy in the mass of pigs. Where the freak? There we go. Yep. Here we go. Yep. Just throw a bunch of goddamn bombs and hope that'll push down. Pretty good. Yeah. This is not, I don't think, Got it. Got it. Oh, I wonder what happens when I put sound on this thing, bro. Oh man. that would have sounded awful. Goodness. All right. So now, I know you've all been waiting for this moment. This is the part where we model all of the shapes, each individual shape. The shape full set, slightly damaged set, hella damaged set, nearly broken set, and yeah, that's it for each individual shape. There's like a butt ton, so we're gonna go through each and every. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I wouldn't do that to you. This crap took me like 3 days. 3 days of just modeling blocks, and you think it wouldn't take that long, and let me tell you, it wouldn't take that long because I kept on going onto my phone and watching a bunch of Instagram reels halfway through one block. So it took me way longer than it should have, but you know, it's done. It is what it is. All right, whatever. What did take me forever was going through each and every broken piece, every fixed piece, and smacking it back into the original origin set, because when I imported it, all of them weren't in the right freaking position. So I had to go through each and every single one and smack them back into the center, which was tedious enough. But there was one mesh that literally, like, once I moved a bit of it, the entirety of the import just like imploded on itself and showed the whole thing, and I couldn't get it back. So I had to re-import the entire thing and do it all over again. And I didn't record it because I knew that I would show the whole thing. And I'm hating on my past self right now for thinking that, because he's right. I would have showed the whole thing. And literally, I was insane. I was going insane. I was going crazy because it shouldn't have done that, but it did. And it wasn't my fault. It was the engine's fault. And everyone's gonna be like, no, it's not the tool. It's the person been using it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I wasn't me doing it, bro. It was just breaking, bro. It was breaking. All right, whatever. So after that, I created a parent actor. And I took the variables of it, and basically anytime it got hit, one of the variables would be health, and it's not really health, it's more like the amount of times it got hit. So if it gets hit once, it'll switch to the next mesh, and you'll see me putting in the different damage states, and then, you know, hit again, next state, and pretty much as it gets hit, it switches to the more and more damaged one, and once it gets hit after it's already in its final form, it'll just disappear. And yeah, that's pretty much how I made the blocks. It was pretty easy. It wasn't that hard to do, but it's tedious putting all the meshes together. Oh, that was annoying. And so that's pretty much that. You can build whatever the heck you want, like the first level of Angry Birds, or this.